didn't wear enough clothes this morning. It's pretty chilly out here, but I know once I get up this hill, I'll be warm. The goats followed me down to the gate right down there. I'm headed up to check this trail cam and see if I got any pictures of any deer up here. About a week ago, well, more than a week ago now, we found a buck behind our barn. It had been shot and it had ran down and died. It was partially rotten, and I took it way up in the woods to let it decompose. Here's all that is left of this buck. Even the ribs have been chewed off by coyotes. It kind of makes you realize that, you know, we still live in the wild. And once you go beyond the edge of the farm and where the coyotes are, it's a very wild place. And that carcass, you know, probably 150-pound carcass is gone, totally cleaned up in just less than 2 weeks. I just scared up some does. They ran up that ridge up there. You can see them. Well, I can see them up there in the sun, right on that ridge. Here we are coming up in one of my favorite areas on our whole property. It's this little kind of hidden meadow in here. Just a real pretty spot. For those of you who don't hunt or don't know what a game cam or a trail camera is, it's a motion activated camera you can put out and just kind of get an idea what's going on in the woods where you're interested in hunting. I've never used one before. Game cameras are made to be camouflaged so that people won't find them, but also so animals won't see them. Can you see it? It's right here on this tree. Probably taking pictures of us right now. I'm just gonna pop this memory card out here. And I brought along our number 2 camera just so I can see these images and still film. Oh, look. That's exciting. There's a possum. Big possum. Squirrel. Well, that's a little bit of a letdown. There's actually a pretty heavily used trail down below the blind where the camera doesn't cover. I really think they're still coming through here. It's just kind of a little corridor of woods. And here's another trail that's not on camera. So we'll see. I may end up hunting on this ridge up here because there's a cut up the ridge and there's like 6 trails that cross it there. It is hunting season now, and I've only been out once, but there's a reason for that. I know for me the big factor is just time, making the time to come out. I know if I make the time that I'll most likely get deer, but I'm waiting until the portion of the season when you can shoot a doe or a buck. Right now you can just shoot a buck. And at this time in my life, I'm really not interested in trophy hunting. I'm just interested in putting some meat in the freezer. So I want to try to get a good return on my time, and going out in either sex season where you can shoot a doe or a buck is really the best way to do that, because you're just a lot more likely to bring back a deer. What a beautiful frosty morning. You can hear chainsaws, they're logging next door. Dolly's out here standing in the morning sun. How did you sleep, pregnant lady?
This morning, when I was first feeding Dolly, I could see the calf kicking and moving on her right side. It was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna take the goats to the back pasture. Many of you have asked which goats are we keeping. We're keeping our Nubians.
They're pretty happy to be going back in here. They were out here yesterday.
Oh, they don't like the fence though. Come on. There you go. So much to eat in there.
There's a lot more to eat back there than there is out here.
Yeah. Tons of leaves. They love the leaves. Tons of browse. Another one bites the dust. Pulp that I threw out for Dolly yesterday just because I wanted her to go in there.
The goats are happily out in that back pasture where they can find just a little more to eat and kind of entertain themselves out there. Hey, Miss Dolly, can you show us your calf? Can we see that calf? Bree was saying she thinks she's too full.
Right there.
Too full right now to actually see it kicking. There's a bump there that isn't part of the anatomy of a cow. It's a hard bump, and now it's gone. It moves.
Yep, it'll move right away from it.
It's a leg or something of a little calf.
Yesterday morning, I came out here and she had clear, stringy discharge almost all the way to the ground. Every day she's had discharge, and some days it's a ton. Everyone's like, oh, that could happen a week or 2 or 3 or 4 before she actually calves, but the loosened ligaments are the sure sign that a calf is coming very soon, and that's not happened yet.
And you've looked at her like every day for months.
Since we got her, I stare at her rear end.
You pretty much know what she looks like.
I do. I'm pretty well acquainted with Dolly's backside. One thing I've noticed that I keep having to clean her tail. It's not bad right now, but she's so pregnant. She used to always stand up to poop, and now sometimes if she's laying down and she needs to go, she just goes. I don't blame her. She is super pregnant.
We got American guinea hogs 2 days ago, and I'm gonna feed them a pumpkin here, maybe half this pumpkin. We could have eaten it, but it got half frozen, so I'm feeding it to the pigs. Come here. Come on. There you go. Pigs are such solid animals. There's nothing as cool as the sound of a pig eating. They chew with their mouths open and they munch and munch. And I've always thought it was the funniest thing. A couple of people in the comments were questioning how well this electric net fence will keep these pigs in. And I promise this electric net fence will keep the pigs in as long as it's charged. Pigs are the most well-grounded farm animal. They've got the shortest legs, they have a high body mass, so it takes actually very little electricity to contain a pig, and they respect electricity. I once had 2 pigs in an electric fence, and I was trying to move them to another area. I took the electric fence down completely, and the pigs would not walk across the line where the electric fence had been. I think they'll stay on that fence. Well, this has been the start of yet another great day on the homestead. And I appreciate y'all watching our videos, and we'll see you in our next video.